So what I have here is the new H500 from Cooler Master. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first retail customers to get their hands on this case, and I thought it would make for an excellent upgrade option for Perry White, except for the fact that it's not white. That, however, is not a problem for a PC enthusiast, and today I'm going to do a full color change case mod with a little extra accent thrown in for flavor. All that being said, I'll see you in the workshop. Hey there! Welcome back to the workshop. Here's the Prodigal PC, where I have this brand spanking new Cooler Master H500. This is the newest case in the H500 lineup from Cooler Master, and in their infinite wisdom, they now include both the mesh and acrylic front panel options right out of the box. Unfortunately, it only comes in black for the time being, and I'm an impatient one. So here's what we're going to need to turn this into the very first white version of this case. First, you're going to need your safety gear, namely some face masks for when you paint and eye protection for any time you plan to drill or cut metal. Then, you're going to need your screwdrivers and a drill with a 1/8 inch bit to drill out the case rivets. These are essential for the disassembly. I also recommend having a hair dryer with a high heat setting to help you remove any pieces with an adhesive backing, such as logos and cushions. Now for paint, you'll want to start with a good enamel primer for metals and plastics. Both Rust-Oleum and Krylon make very good options for this. Then, you'll need the top coat color, and I also recommend you use a quality enamel paint for this as well. Lucky for you, that happens to be the most common type of spray paint on the market. To add a little extra to this case, I have a couple of shades of gray to add to the front, along with these vinyl adhesive stencils, which will help to give it a unique look. I'm also going to give the PSU shroud just a little more pop by integrating some RGB LEDs. Once you have everything the way you want, you're going to need to reassemble your project. And in order to do that, you're going to need a rivet gun. So now that you have a general idea what's about to happen, I suppose you might want to get to the tech porn. First, we're going to spray the front mesh with some gray here and there, then add the vinyl stencils, put the first coat of primer on it, and add it to the stack to get painted with the rest. Then, we need some printable adhesive vinyl sheets to make it easier to cut the perfect shape into the PSU shroud. Then we're going to need to cut into the case material, so we need our rotary tool and cutting wheels. Along with those, we'll need a drum wheel to help shape our opening. Unfortunately, due to a corrupted SD card, I lost the rest of the footage of the mod component for the PSU shroud. However, I can show you that I filled that opening with a piece of acrylic that I sprayed with a frosting element that you can get from Krylon or Rust-Oleum, and backed it with this black vinyl and added an RGB element in order to bring that lighting down into the corner of the case. So let's get back to the stuff I didn't use. Whoa, hold on. Well, you can keep going. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole process of removing each screw and drilling out each rivet and putting down each coat of primer and paint. I just want you to understand a few things about doing something like this. It takes time, all right? Drilling out each rivet takes time. Putting on each coat of primer and paint takes time. Letting things properly cure takes time. Patience is the most important part of doing a case mod, and as you watch the rest of this video, you might notice that I did not heed my own words, and I rushed the reassembly. That led to a few spots that I had to go back and do some touch-up work on. So keep that in mind, and we can just skip to the next part. So here we are a day later. All of the paint is cured, all of the custom work is done, so now it's time to grab the rivet gun and put it all back together.
And after all of that, we now have the very first white Cooler Master H500. I think it turned out pretty good. The small RGB accent I added to the power supply shroud helps to bring the lighting to the whole case. I wouldn't be surprised if Cooler Master releases a white version of this case in the future, as good as it looks with this finish. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video, where I'm going to upgrade Perry White here into the new H500, along with this ASRock X370 Tai Chi, and test to see just what kind of difference in temps there are between the mesh and acrylic front panel options. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and notification bell to keep up on new content. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you didn't, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'll bet it's hard to pronounce. As always, I'm Meat Popsicle from the Prodigal PC, and I shall speak to you when I return.